As a woman, you just don't want people to look at you like that. You're a mom. You don't want to admit it. You don't want your kids to know. Because you think they don't know, but they know.
It was only in 1995 that researchers began to pay attention to the profoundly powerful differences between the substance abuse experiences of men and women.
I started having a glass of wine with dinner, and then I'd have a couple of glasses before I went to bed, and then the next thing I knew, it was a couple of years later, and it was quite out of control.
Shame of physical, sexual abuse.
And I didn't want to face it, but it reached the point where I couldn't stop. I was drinking every day.
In 2011, on a sunny spring morning in Nova Scotia's Annapolis Valley, 136 women and 4 men gathered to use their influence to reduce stigma and break down stereotypes, to share stories of when they had been at their best, living and working with rural women affected by substance abuse, gambling, and violence. They came to hear their voices, listen to their hearts, and heal their communities. They created images that would influence their future actions.
My husband losing 2 jobs, losing our house, losing a car, getting pregnant when you didn't want to, having to leave work in the middle of it, and 2 other kids.
I was drinking to try to be able to sleep and be a better parent for my kids the next day because I was useless when I didn't sleep.
People and young people grow up in these communities that's what they do for fun.
But I can go and sit in front of the machines. The machines don't want anything from me. Gambling does the same thing. Just sets into motion the same addictive pathways so that you'll be on the machines for a while and then you'll be at home and you're like, how am I going to get to the machine? Where am I going to get the money? When am I going to get there next? Like, you're just consumed with the idea of going back.
Well, I'm looking at it through 2 different lenses now, back in time when I was there, and as a professional now working in the field with issues of trauma in particular. Women tend to internalize a lot of that pain and self-medicate through alcohol and drugs or gambling.
I didn't come from a family like that, and I want more for my children.
And I had gone to bed and not even realized that I had left a lit cigarette that had not burned our house down. I didn't stop then. I didn't stop then. That's the power of addiction. You can't say anything else.
provocative propositions are written as full sentences that provoke action. They're affirmative and bold. They're written in the present tense. And this probably is the most difficult part of the task. We imagine the future